Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I'm Gary, your host. And this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. So, what we have here is a little haul video. I hadn't planned on getting a haul, but yesterday I had, after my physical therapy, on a whim, I stopped at J&J Comic Shop in Thornton, Colorado, and now I've forgotten the name of the shopping center it's located in. It's here in Thornton, J&J, and it's a because it's only slightly out of my way, heading back home, and that's one of the few shops in the area that at least that I know of, that still has dollar boxes. So I said, I'll get just a handful. But they also have a few boxes of more expensive books too, like for $3.90, $3, $4 back issues. Most of their stuff is what's current on the stands, or packaged runs and stuff like that. So I really made out on this haul because this is a real rarity. We're starting off here with The Avengers, starring in Marvel Triple Action, number 24, 25-cent cover price. It's very rare to find any of their anything from the Bronze Age in their dollar box. This Frenzy in a Far-Off Land has some looks like Kirby drawn cover with Don Heck inks, possibly, with interior art is by Don Heck. Of course, this is a Bronze Age book reprinting a Silver Age story, but that's some cool stuff. Unusual to find in the dollar box, and it's in real good shape. I only briefly opened it and thumbed through it. Most of these books I haven't looked through. Just a couple of them. So there's that one. Then there's Thor number 3, Isle of Fire. I used to have this, and it's possible I still do, but I don't know. This is in probably better shape than any of those old Thor books that I've got. This is, of course, from DC Comics, Thor number 3, which is reprinting, done by Joe Kubert, created by Joe Kubert, reprinting the stories from the 50s that he had done of the original Thor. And then, of course, I've covered Thor, some of the more recent versions of Thor that Joe Kubert did, or iterations of Thor, I should say. And of course, I love the Joe Kubert art. Is perfect for this type of material. Of course, this is what he was with the dinosaurs and stuff. The world of a million years ago. The world of a million years ago did not have dinosaurs. And the world of dinosaurs 65 million years ago, 66 million years ago, did not have humans. But I love these kind of stories with humans and dinosaurs. And what's better than Joe Kubert's Thor? Then we have Roy Thomas and Ron Randall doing Arak, Son of Thunder, number 27. This is one of the later issues. This is in the time where I wasn't quite getting every issue, and this looks real interesting. Arak. I didn't like the mohawk. I liked him better with the full head of hair, but that's immaterial. I loved Arak. So this would have been from the early to mid 80s. When I was in the Navy, probably picking them up, or just afterwards. but I love the rack. Sword and Sorcery. Then we have Classic X-Men number 28. This would have been from the 90s. Cry for the Children. I've never been a big X-Men fan. I loved the movies. I liked the animated series. And I actually preferred reading the X-Men comic that was based on the classic animated X-Men series. What is it, 97? Yeah, X-Men 97. To the regular titles, just because they had to tell a more coherent story. But this is so I'll give this a look. I'll probably enjoy this. Some decent artwork looks like on the cover. Then this one from the last of the dollar books is Junkyard Joe from Image Comics, and this is a contemporary current publication. Contemporary publication. Of course, one of the $1 promotional books. And I hadn't heard of it. I just thumbed through it. It had some really nice artwork, but it's basically a ripoff of DC's G.I. Robot, and except this one is set in the Vietnam War. But it looks good. I want to check that out. And speaking of DC, here's Our Army at War, number 277, featuring Sergeant Rock. Hold it. He's knocking that gun down on our own guys. Oh no. Of course, Joe Kubert cover has looked into it, has the only other artist that could compare to Joe Kubert for Sergeant Rock is Russ Heath. And so it has some great Russ Heath art in there. And it does have a shorter backup story. I don't remember what. And the same goes for GI Combat, featuring the Haunted Tank. We knocked out the last enemy tank. We're home free, guys. And I didn't even look in this one, so I don't know what the deal is. But love the DC War comics. And most of these books that I've shown you, we will be seeing again, because I have got such a great bunch. I want to cover them. Yeah, Haunted Tank. I prefer Sergeant Rock, but I like the Haunted Tank too, and I wanted to get this. I had to, these were just $3 a piece, and I could have got, instead of getting Haunted Tank, I could have got another Sergeant Rock one there. Then we got a couple. I was still on the $3 books. Ghosts, number 39 from DC. Of course, they're horror mystery lines that we challenge you to read true tales of the weird and supernatural. I don't know how true they were, or even how true it is that they were existing legends. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It looks good and interesting. I love these. I got so few of the DC mystery titles at the time, because I just got them once in a while, because I wasn't as interested in them at that time. But later I developed a big interest, so I just love to get all as many of the Bronze Age spooky titles as I can for DC, Marvel, and Charlton. They're all a lot of fun. Then this is Ghosts number 33. I should have put that one first. The Hangman of Spectre Island, Fangs of the Phantom Hound. Visit from a strange spectre. How to greet a ghost. More insane goodness. And this is a real creepy cover there. Oh my gosh. But that's the last of the books that I bought, and they have a freebie rack. Books that are in rougher shape and just sitting there for anyone to take. And I got good a few. They had a whole bunch of them. But somebody was really getting rid of Richie Riches, and I'm not a big Richie Rich fan. But I got some. This is, of course, Uncanny X-Men. Most uncanny heroes of all. Not X-Men, the Inhumans. Silly. No, Inhumans, number 10. And it thumbs through this as very great dynamic cover, and even the splash page, the interior art, and ad for the King Kong movie. It tells you when that was. It's from '77. Keith Pollard did the interior art, and it looks quite interesting. I have virtually nothing on the Inhumans, so I'll want to cover that. And that was a freebie. Then we got some old books, since covers. They're still love the books without covers, as long as they're readable. But this is Target Comics, Volume 7, Number 8, from 1946. And it was an anthology book. It's The Cadet, featuring Kit Carter. And, of course, it starts off with a sports story. I'm not really interested in sports stories or anything like that, but it doesn't matter. It has lots of cool stuff in here. Gary Stark, I don't know him, by Don Rico, which is probably a pen name. It looks like some cool adventure stuff in there. And the Chameleon. Oh. And then, what was that? Daniel Flannel. That looks funny. Right. Target Comics. All that looks like a lot of fun. Then we got a couple issues of Mystery in Space. This is Mystery in Space number 67 from 1961. Of course, featuring Adam Strange. And then has other backup science fiction stories. And then this one is number 60. What number was that? 68. Yeah. Number 68. Same thing. Adam Strange. So all some cool coverless stuff. The coverless books need love too. So that's what I got in my little stop at the comic shop. And it didn't cost me very much. So I want to thank you for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe. Leave your comments down below. Tell me which of these books you want to see or would like to see a more in-depth look into. Because I want to do a more in-depth look into almost all of them. So thank you for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe. Leave your comments down below. And remember, comics are art.